Thank you for taking the time to view this video. Today we'll be going over my completed portfolio assignments for this semester. This has been by far one of the most, I would say, challenging yet rewarding assignment completions that I've done since the beginning of my studies here in the LTDE program. So yeah, let's dive right into it. So these are all of the individual files that I completed throughout the semester for every assignment, starting with the course outcomes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to reference each assignment and in comparison to my current portfolio, mock course that I have in my portfolio. So let's click here. So starting with the course outcomes and planning the module descriptions for each module. Here I have my course outcomes, and I have basically a table of content here for every module. This was very challenging to create because it's simple to just say, oh, I'm a volunteer and I just want to help people. Or the course outcome being, well, you're going to be a volunteer and you're going to help people. So basically wording it in a way that truly outlines everything in the course, whereas it was difficult that I wanted to just simplify it and say, you're going to learn how to talk to people, and you're going to learn ways to diffuse situations. So this was interesting to try to come up with the outcomes that sounded professional and what you would expect from a course. So picking an example, let's see. This was one module that I had, and every module page will lead you to either the resources or the assignments. So here we have the resources for this module, and then we have a drop down here where you can also get to the assignments. So next we have the reading and study resources planning file. Basically within every module there is resources, mainly reading resources. And while I'm here, we can touch on the AV resources, which also makes up the YouTube video links, which had YouTube basically was one of the most used, if not all, video resources I had, which I think is great because you're able to get a lot of information from various organizational resources like institutions or people who have a lot of life experience. So that was really cool. It was really challenging to find resources that are like academically based on volunteering. So that was a challenge, but JSTOR was a really good resource for that. So I was able to find a lot of studies on volunteerism, which I had never actually ever thought about to do, was look at academically backed studies on volunteerism. So this was a very cool assignment because it let me know that there are actually resources on volunteering that are backed by academic institutions or health-based organizations. Next we have the authentic assessment planning. Basically that is where I had the chance to make an assignment and also make a rubric for it as well. Let's see, which one was that? Okay. So basically this module focused on teamwork, and the assignment for this one in particular was called Volunteer Event Planners Assemble, which is basically based on the theme of the module, which is teamwork and examples of it. Let's see. This is where I created the rubric. And here it is. This was also very challenging because when working with volunteers or volunteer trainings, it's never, in my experience, something where it's been graded or necessarily required for a course in college. So this was very interesting because I had to look at it analytically and say, how am I going to measure what a student is accomplishing? So that is the reason for the rubric. And then we have finally the peer engagement and collaboration planning. This one I think was my favorite assignment because I do like discussion boards. I think they're really fun and it's a great way to talk to people and get to really understand their perspective. So, for example, this discussion board is based on the theme of one of the previous modules, which was project planning, but also having to collaborate with other people and work together. So my example was the 95-96 Bulls, which had a historic run in the NBA. So basically for, let's see, which one is it? Yep. For this assignment, it was also based on the Bulls and teamwork. And I think this was actually my favorite one because I got to be creative in how I got to tell students how to engage with each other, which I think is the best way to really see the people that you're working with because their responses are typically genuine or passionate. So you really get to see how others think and really who you're working with. Whether they realize it or not, they truly reveal who they are to you. And yeah, that pretty much covers everything that I've done so far. Well, at the completion of this semester, I think this was a great opportunity to get an idea of what instructional designers actually do, and you get to see behind the scenes of how difficult it is and appreciate what goes into course design and understanding how even this program has been built. All of these assignments were challenging but rewarding, like I said before, and basically my biggest takeaway from everything is being sure to always look at the bigger picture and not focus on all of the small details and not necessarily overwhelm myself. And I'm very proud of the result. This has been a great experience, and hopefully I can even use something like this in the future based off of a mock course design that I've already done. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and have a good one.